Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Veena every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth at both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Taking on from where we left yesterday with regards to uh, CM Yogi. So, what I'd like to tell you is that popular singers like Sandeep Acharya are hailing CM Yogi's work in UP ahead of elections. Sandeep Acharya's song Gorakhpur Wale Baba hai Ghar Nilam Kara Denge, meaning the saint from Gorakhpur will auction your house, talks about how the Yogi government took possession of the properties linked to criminals and land mafia and seized properties of violent rioters. UP Assembly elections are just around the corner, and BJP has already announced the incumbent Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath as the CM face. Though there has been a trend in UP that no Chief Minister managed to win elections for consecutive terms, BJP is hoping to put an end to it and come back to power. The brand Yogi that the party is trying to build is getting unexpected support from the singers hailing from UP. There are many songs that could be found on YouTube that hail CM Yogi's tenure as CM and hope for his return in the upcoming assembly elections. From BJP's own Dinesh Lal Yadav, aka Nira Hua, to Sandeep Acharya and Prem Krishnavanshi, there are many singers who have released songs in favor of Yogi Adityanath. Dinesh Lal Yadav, aka Nira Hua, a prominent Bhojpuri singer, has recently launched a song with the title Aayenge to Yogi Hi. Yogi will come back for sure. In the song that has already gained over 1.8 million views since its launch in September this year, Nirahua talked about how the CM Yogi led government worked extensively to control crime in the state. Apart from the Kumbh Mela, Ayodhya, and UP model of COVID management, different schemes like electricity, toilets, pension, free ration, roads, etc., are prominent parts of the song. Notably, Yadav has contested the Lok Sabha election against SP chief Akhilesh Yadav in 2019 but could not win. Singer Sandeep Acharya has released several songs promoting CM Yogi Adityanath for the upcoming election. The song, The Saint from Gorakhpur Will Auction Your House, talks about how Yogi government took possession of the properties linked to criminals and demolished buildings built on encroached land across UP. It shows the posters where the government had put up posters of rioters. The lyrics goes, criminals in UK will be shown their place. The Baba from Gorakhpur will have their properties auctioned off. Tripathi said that these songs not only inform people about the work BJP has done in the state, but also connect followers of CM Yogi to the singers. Now, here, one thing I'd like to tell viewers, Jaydev, is that whether there are songs or not, people of India have already seen the kind of work the CM has been doing. And as we spoke yesterday, almost all the viewers said that he is a man who's been working for the country and for the state. So we're keeping our fingers crossed because we want him to come back as CM again. Yeah. Back to
Yeah,
you.
see, now Yogi is going to be targeted by left-wing media like
Yeah.
CNN, IBN, India Today. They'll do the same sort of targeting which Modi faced when he was the CM of Gujarat. So it's like a planned camp.
Already he is facing a
Yeah,
lot of flack from Akhilesh Yadav's family and also from Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra Gandhi, because see, they know that they can't stand against him. They are so filled with corruption and scams, and here you're competing with a man who has absolutely no scam in his name. Yes.
yeah. So coming to Samir Wankhede, the High Court says that Samir Wankhede is a public officer. His actions can be examined by anyone. High Court said with regards to during the 1.25 crore defamation suit hearing against Nawab Malik. And NCB Zonal Director Samir Wankhede is a public officer and his actions can be scrutinized by anyone. The Bombay High Court said on Wednesday while hearing a defamation suit filed by Samir's father against Nawab Malik. Now, Nyandev Wankhede, who is Samir's father, has sought damages of rupees 1.25 crores from Malik and an order restraining him from making further false or incorrect statements against the Wankhede family. Now, Nawab Malik has leveled a series of allegations against Samir, accusing him, among other things, of forging his birth certificate to getting a government job. Now, during the hearing, Nyandev lawyer Arshad Sheikh asked why Samir should provide any justifications to a person who is just an MLA and not a court. Now, to which Justice Madhav Jamdar said, "You are a public officer, you just need to prove that the tweets which are posted by Malik are prima facie false. Your son is not only an individual, but a public officer and can be examined by any member of the public." Now, on the other hand, the court also asked Malik's lawyer Atul Damle, "Is it not your duty to verify the documents before posting? Have you verified the authenticity of the documents as a responsible citizen and spokesperson of a national party?" Now, Wankhade's lawyer then sought time to file an additional affidavit to establish that Malik's allegations were false. Now, the court granted him time till Friday and also asked the NCP leader's lawyer to file an affidavit to the effect that he had verified the documents related to Samir's personal details before posting them on Twitter or publishing them. The matter was posted for further hearing on November 12th. Now, Nyandev's suit said that Malik's claim that he was Muslim amounted to questioning the religious beliefs of the family, and the minister's allegations had caused irreparable damage to the family's reputation. Now, it is also sought a direction to Malik to withdraw all defamatory statements and tweets about the Wankhede family. Now, Samir Wankhede last month led a raid on a cruise ship, as you know, on regarding the Aryan case. Now, it's quite an interesting take now that now even Mumbai High Court is, sort of, questioning Wankhede and stuff.
But Mumbai court has always been on the side of the Vikas Agadi. I've always seen everything is in favor of them. I don't know what is the meaning of it. So I don't give much weight to what they say. So okay. Moving on to other news. Amrita Devendra Fadnavis, the wife of former Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis, sends legal notice to Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik for tarnishing the image of her family through his alleged defamatory tweets. Now she also takes a jibe at Nawab Malik. I have to save his deposits and black money. The wife of Fadnavis has given a taunting reply in Twitter to personal attacks by Nawab Malik regarding the drugs case. Amrita took a jibe at Nawab Malik and said his only aim is to save the deposits and black money. She tweeted, "The big day Nawab called press conference after press conference, but every time said the same thing of lies and deceit. Their goal is only one. They have to save their deposits and black money." Earlier, Fadnavis talked about Malik and also said that he's restless over his son-in-law being trapped and is making allegations only because of that. He had also claimed that ganja was recovered from his son-in-law of Nawab Malik. Nawab Malik has personally attacked Fadnavis and NCB officer Samir Wankhede by holding press conferences regarding drugs. Malik has also attacked Amrita Fadnavis in one of his press conferences last week. He had claimed that ganja was recovered from the son-in-law of Nawab Malik. Nawab Malik has personally attacked Devendra Fadnavis and NCB officer Wankhede by holding a press conference regarding drugs. He also attacked Amrita in one of the press conferences, saying that the finance head of a song by Amrita Fadnavis was a drug peddler, Jaideep Prana. On this, Fadnavis had reacted sharply and said that he had made a mistake by making a personal attack and now the matter will go far. However, even after this, the round of personal attacks between Fadnavis and Malik continues. On Wednesday, once again, Nawab Malik said in a conversation with the media that there was a business of counterfeit notes during the tenure of Fadnavis as CM. He said that after demonetization, no such cases were found in Maharashtra where counterfeit notes were caught. The reason for this was that the racket of counterfeit notes is still going on. Meanwhile, Devendra Fadnavis has made a tweet which is being linked to Nawab Malik. Fadnavis has tweeted lines by famous Irish playwright George Bernard Shaw. It translates as, "Today's thought I learned a long time ago is never to fight a pig. It'll get you dirty, but the pig will love it." Yeah, back to you, Jen.
Yeah, meanwhile, Shahrukh Khan's manager will be summoned again. So, Pooja Dadlani, who is Shahrukh Khan's manager, as all of you know, has skipped the summons of Mumbai police citing health reasons. Now, the Mumbai police on Wednesday said it will again summon Pooja in connection with the Cordelia cruise case. Now, Shah Rukh Khan's manager, who was often spotted outside the NCB office when Aryan Khan was in jail, is very important for the investigation. Now, her statement is important for the SIT, and in time to come, we will summon her again for questioning. That's what the Mumbai police remarked. Now, this is the Special Investigation Team of Mumbai Police conducting a parallel probe into the extortion allegations against the NCB team in the Aryan Khan case. Now, the SIT has also sought the CCTV footage of NCB's South Mumbai offices. That's what reports said. Now, according to various conflicting accounts given by Prabhakar Sale, Sam D'Souza names, which have surfaced in the past few days in connection with the Aryan Khan case, the extortion demand was made to Pooja Dadlani. Now, the Sam D'Souza claimed Pooja Dadlani even paid 50 lakh rupees to KP Gosavi as she was promised that Gosavi could ensure Aryan Khan's release from NCB detention before he was arrested on October 3rd. Now, D'Souza claimed that he returned the money to Pooja Dadlani after Aryan was arrested. While the drugs case is now under the SIT or of the NCB, the Mumbai police are looking into the extortion angle raised by Prabhakar Sale, who is a former aide of KP Gosavi. Now, Sale claimed he overheard a conversation between Gosavi and D'Souza about a payoff of rupees 18 crores from Shahrukh Khan to secure Aryan Khan's release. Now, meanwhile, police claim they have checked the CCTV footage of the Lower Parel area where Pooja reportedly met Gosavi and D'Souza and found that Pooja's car was in that area. Now, the deadly team of NCB is also looking into the payoff allegation. On Monday, the team visited the spot outside the Indiana hotel where Pooja apparently met Gosavi. Now, the NCB Special Investigation Team had summoned Aryan Khan, Arbaz Merchant, and Ajit Kumar. All three are on bail right now. So it's quite interesting if if the NCB SIT team are sort of able to establish that Pooja Dadlani sort of bribed or something. If that was the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, see, Pooja Dadlani, if you know, she has a very long association with SRK, I think over 12 years. She's a part of the family. Everything they discuss in the family is first discussed with her as well. So you can see the kind of, sort of fidelity she has with SRK and his wife. So whatever they tell her, she will do. That's it. I mean, because she has become wealthy only because of them. Okay. Yeah. Moving on to Aryan Khan. Aryan Khan's traumatized after jail time. Shahrukh Khan and Gauri Khan's son has become very quiet and is not interested in meeting friends, says media. Spending 25 days in jail has reportedly had adverse effects on Aryan Khan. According to the latest reports, Shahrukh Khan and Gauri Khan's son has been left traumatized by the whole incident. The star kid, who previously had a buzzing social life, partying it up with friends, has now reportedly become very reserved. A close friend of the family told a news portal that Aryan keeps to himself after his bail and spends most of his time in his room. Since getting bail on October 30, Aryan has no interest in meeting his friends. SRK and Gauri and the rest of the family are also reportedly giving him time and space to get better. Better from what is what I would ask. So that there is a real problem with this child who, no, sorry, not child, a man, 26-year-old man who was taking drugs. It has also been reported that his concerned parents are doing all they can to make sure that they are there for him every step of the way. It was one of the reasons why Dad SRK chose to ditch. Just a second, Jay, can you mute yourself? Yeah.
Yes.
Chose to ditch his birthday celebrations and pack up and head to Alibag to spend some quality time together as a family. With film schedules beckoning him back to the sets, Shahrukh is also weighing in his options to hire a personal bodyguard for his son. The doting dad is keen on doing everything in his power to keep his son safe. Safe from what is what we would ask. While SRK's trusted bodyguard is currently accompanying Aryan for his meetings with the NCB. He'll soon have to accompany him on his international shooting schedules. Aryan is expected to appear before the NCB again this Friday to mark his attendance. The star kid was called in by the NCB's SIT officers, for the investigations into the drugs case and the alleged extortion bid in his case. Aryan was reportedly summoned on Sunday but called in sick as he was running fever. Meanwhile, the SIT has also summoned SRK's manager, Pooja Dadlani, as Jaydev said, to record her statement in their investigations. She too skipped the summons, citing health reasons. And The whistleblower, Prabhakar Sale's lawyer, Tushar Khandre, he said about his thoughts on Dadlani's absence. Khandare said, she will have to appear before the police. She can't get away by not showing up. After all, this is the law. It can't be avoided. Now, what I find strange here, Jaydev, is that, see, everybody falls sick. Now, Ananya fell sick. Now, Dadlani falls sick twice. And Shahrukh Khan's son is also having fever. Now, it's just like, the drug scene. They take a few drugs and they go off, get stoned. Something is happening to these people. What
No,
do
no,
you
I
think?
think it's on the behest of their lawyer's advice
Yeah,
to, cite all these reasons and delay
yes,
being summoned.
yes. Meanwhile, some brief news I'd like to mention here is that India is holding NSA level dialogues with 7 nations over Afghanistan's crisis, which rattles Pakistan. 8 nations issued joint statement on Afghanistan at NSA level dialogue in India. Now, the spooked Pakistan scampers to host its own dialogue. Meanwhile, speaking of corruption, the real Rafael scam during Congress government explodes. Was national security compromised for commissions? Well, BJP claims commission was 40% of the contract amount on the Rafael deal struck by the UPA government. So everything is now coming in the open. Yes, back to you, Jen.
Now, regarding Parambir Singh, the CID to declare Parambir Singh absconder and attach his properties seeks a red corner notice. Now, sources say CID is next going to initiate a procedure under Section 82 and 83 of the CRPC to declare Parambir as an absconder and to attach his properties. In key development in the extortion case filed at Marine Drive, sources informed media on Thursday that CID is next going to initiate a procedure under Section 82 and 83 of the CRPC to declare, Parambir Singh as an absconder and attach his properties. Now, besides the CID is going to write to the Home Ministry to issue a red corner notice against Parambir Singh. This is in reference to the extortion case which was filed at Marine Drive police station, in which, apart from the former Mumbai police commissioner, 7 others, namely DCP Akbar Patan, PI Asha Korke, PI Nandakumar Gopale, Sunil Jain, Shrikant Shinde, Sanjay Patel, and Sanjay Punamaya have been named. Now, Amit Shah asked governors and LGs to create awareness on India's COP26 goals. Now, meanwhile, Amit Shah on Thursday urged governors and LGs to create awareness among people about goals set by India at the COP26 summit in and the climate. Now, addressing the 51st Conference of Governors and Lieutenant Governors at Rashtrapati Bhavan in the national capital, Delhi, he urged governors to create awareness among people about goals set by India at the COP26 summit and climate change. PM Modi has set ambitious goals in front of the whole world at the COP26 summit in Glasgow. And the 5 nectar elements set by PM Modi is a challenge for us, which will give us a big reward on completion. Now, the next generation will play an important role to achieve these goals from 2030 to 2070. Government schools, colleges, and universities should spread awareness about these messages and global warming. The government will try to encourage people, but governors should also put efforts. Yeah. So you have something regarding Calcutta.
Yeah, you remember yesterday we had spoken about Calcutta, the kind of movies that some young producers are going to show in schools. We spoke about it in detail about some film producers planning to show same sex movies in schools in Calcutta. Well, now besides UNICEF India and CBFC, NCPCR all pull up West Bengal government over screening of films on the same sex relations in schools. The 8 short films scheduled to be screened before minors in schools in Calcutta are made by young filmmakers and have been shortlisted for the Bad Beautiful World Film Festival organized by Prayasam, a Kolkata based NGO. Prayasam is a UNICEF partner organization, and the filmmakers are students of uh, Prasayam Visual Basics. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR, wrote a letter to the West Bengal government on November 10th. In addition to shooting off letters to the CBFC and UNICEF India, seeking information about 8 short films on same-sex relationship scheduled to be screened at schools in West Bengal. In the letter addressed to Hari Krishna Dwivedi, the Chief Secretary for the Government of West Bengal, the apex child rights body sought the state government's comments on the matter. NCPCR posed identical questions to the West Bengal government that it had asked CBFC and UNICEF India to answer within 10 days of receiving the letter signed by NCPCR chairperson Priyank Kanunga. It asked the Mamata Banerjee government whether the films have obtained certification for screening in the state or not. The NCPCR also wanted to know the category of certification has been provided to the selected movies if they obtained it at all. NCPCR further asked under which mandate the movies have been selected to screen for minor children in West Bengal in collaboration with UNICEF, and what factors were taken into consideration for screening the films of same sex relationship. Like the CBFC and UNICEF India, the government of West Bengal has been asked to provide this information within 10 days of receiving the letter. NCPCR wrote to the two organizations and to the West Bengal state government on the basis of a complaint submitted with it based on a Times of India report published on November 9, which said that 8 short films based on same sex relationship will be screened in schools of Kolkata to promote inclusive education. The films are to be screened after the schools are reopened. The Child's Rights Body also wrote to UNICEF India regarding the matter as the films are being screened in collaboration with UNICEF. So, here, friends, I'd like to tell you that whenever we raise questions on such subjects, notice is taken by the government and action is taken. So, please always voice your protest whenever injustice is done, as in showing same-sex movies to minor children who don't even understand what a normal relationship is. So it's a very good thing by the government is doing now. Meanwhile, Pakistanis abduct Hindu girls whenever they lose a cricket match to India. Did you know that? Well, this is what Delhi's Adarsh Nagar Hindu refugee revealed. And she said, referring to a 4 or 5 year old incident, she said, when Virat Kohli won the match, 3 Gujarati Hindu girls were picked up from our area back in Pakistan. They do horrible things when they lose a match. Even Pakistan's police are unwilling to intervene, ruled the tea seller. At Dubai International Stadium on Sunday, October 24, for the first time in the history of Cricket World Cup, Pakistan defeated India in the T20 World Cup. India's unexpected performance drew some mixed reactions. While many Indian fans were left numb by India's defeat, there were these so called liberals who went into a frenzy, interpreting it as a defeat for Bucks and not for India as a country. Fireworks were set off in some parts of India, also drawing the ire of cricketer Virendra Sehwag, who mocked the pointless ban on Diwali celebrations and has questioned the bursting of firecrackers after India's loss to Pakistan in the T20 World Cup match. Now, this is something interesting, viewers, if you could pay attention to this. In the midst of all this, there were Pakistani Hindu refugees living in North Delhi's Adarsh Nagar who were unstirred by the game. When media spoke to a Pakistani Hindu refugee from the Sindh province of Pakistan residing in Adarsh Nagar for the past decade, she appeared completely unaffected by Sunday's India versus Pakistan cricket match. In fact, she wore a look of utter disgust for the game on her face. The reason, she said, was a series of sufferings and adversities the Hindu women refugees in Pakistan had to bear each time the country lost cricket matches to India in the past. She divulged how each time Pakistan lost, the Muslims in the country avenged the loss by abducting and abusing Hindu girls and women living there. At first, she was hesitant to speak since she feared the consequences on her relatives living in Pakistan. Later, she divulged, I'm afraid my parents, brothers, and sisters are all living in Pakistan. They may be in danger. However, the woman who was running a small tea stall outside North Delhi's Adarsh Nagar camp mustered up the courage to divulge the details. She reiterated that whenever Pakistan has lost any cricket match to India, the Muslims back in the country have always taken out their frustration on the Hindu women. To avenge the loss, they abduct Hindu girls and women. Referring to a 4 or 5 year old incident, she said, when Virat Kohli won the match, three Gujarati Hindu girls were picked up from our area back in Pakistan. They do horrible things when they lose the match. Even Pakistan's police are unwilling to intervene. The girls return occasionally, but most of the time they don't. And we sit at home weary and helpless, she said. I generally don't speak on video because I don't know what will happen to my family in Pakistan. They would be killed, she said. A Hindu refugee woman who has lived in India since 2011 stated concern about her relatives in Pakistan. Speaking about the incident, she said whenever they lose, these people go on a rampage. They begin taking out the frustration and rage on Hindu women and young girls. These women who are already living in a miserable condition in the neighboring country become the target of the angst of these Pakistanis. The Adarsh Nagar resident added that whenever they speak to their family members in Pakistan, the latter share many such stories with them, leaving them extremely depressed and anxious. She said that life here in Adarsh Nagar has been dismal as they're having to live without basic amenities like water and electricity. However, they don't even want to return to Pakistan because life there is so much more difficult for them. She was upset that the persecuted Hindus are having to bear the burden of Pakistan's losses against India in a game. She was appalled by the extent of hostility and grudges carried by Pakistani Muslims against Hindus. This, she said, is a clear indication of the level of victimization and discrimination the Hindu refugees are facing in the terror state of Pakistan. These Pakistani Hindu immigrants residing in Adarsh Nagar neighborhood of North Delhi have been staying there despite many difficulties like scarcity of water and electricity. But they say it's worth it for the sake of their self respect, dignity, and safety of life. Meanwhile, yeah, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have a interesting piece of news.
Yeah.
Renuma is the wife of Riyaz Bhatti, a
Hmm.
suspected Dawood Ibrahim aide, who faces multiple cases including alleged extortion, forgery, and land grabbing. Now, suspected gangster and alleged Dawood Ibrahim aide Riyaz Bhatti has been accused by his wife Renuma of forcing her to have sex with his business associates and other high-profile people. Among the people she has accused of rape in an application to Mumbai police are cricketers Munaf Patel and Hardik Pandya, Congress leader Rajiv Shukla, and one Prithviraj Kothari besides Bhatti. Now, in her application dated 24 September 2021, which the media has accessed, Renuma has not given any addresses for Pandya, Patel, Shukla, and Kothari or mentioned specific dates or places where the alleged incident happened. Now, while she has identified Pandya and Patel as cricketers, she has described Shukla as former chairman of BCCI. Her application doesn't mention any description for Kothari, but Renuma told media that she was referring to the bullion entrepreneur. I've been trying to get police to register an FIR, but they aren't complying. My application was submitted in September. It is already November now. I have followed up with various levels of police authorities multiple times. I was told to give some money, but why should I spread corruption? I am right in my place. They are the ones who are criminals. Now, reaching for comment, Deputy Commissioner of Police for the jurisdiction, Manjunath Singh, acknowledged that an application has been submitted but said he does not have any more details at the moment. An officer at the Santa Cruz police station, where the application has been submitted, added on the condition of anonymity, we cannot disclose any more details. We are still in the process of inquiry. The media reached Shukla on his mobile number, but his secretary answered the phone and said he is out of the country. Patel did not respond to calls, and a text message was sent to his number. The media reached Pandya through his manager, but calls to the latter's number went unanswered. So Kotari said he does not know anything about this matter and would not like to comment further.
Yeah. Meanwhile, a brief news on the lady who's been exposing herself on social media. We're talking about Poonam Pandey. She is one of those celebrities who loves creating controversies for herself. However, this time, in yet another shocking incident that is linked to the small time model, is the arrest of her husband, who they say is Sam, in social media. His actual name is Sam Ahmed. Within days of their marriage, on Tuesday, Pandey filed a complaint against her husband in Goa, claiming he had molested, threatened, and assaulted her. The incident allegedly happened in Canacona village in South Goa, where Pandey is currently shooting for a film. Inspector Tukaram Chavan of Canacona police station said. Poonam, the newly married bride, was subjected to mandatory medical tests. Sam Ahmed has also deleted all the pictures with Poonam from his Instagram handle, hinting something was definitely going wrong between the two. The couple got engaged on July 23 and had announced the engagement on social media along with a picture of them flaunting their rings. Excuse me, friends. They recently got married in Mumbai on September 1st and were clicked by the paparazzi at the airport, leaving for their honeymoon. Her wedding with her longtime boyfriend Sam Ahmed was a private event, which has now ended thus. We'll take your comments and leave the line open for you. Jaideep, you could take the comments.
Yeah, this one. ED raids in Pune and Aurangabad seems to be going in the right direction. Yes, Maya. Karthik says the work Yogi ji has been doing for the infrastructure in UP is outstanding. Yes, Karthik, and I'm sure that he is the next Prime Minister candidate, in my opinion, after Modi ji. If they attack others, women, how imagine how they must be treating their own. They again need women power for survival. Yes, Apurva.
Yeah, this is with regards to the cricket matches and how they treat minority women.
Yeah, we have.
Sure.
Hello,
Hi,
Welcome.
welcome.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, well, Mrs. Meena, my Hindi is not that good. I am from New York City, first time joining live. I
Oh, thank
wanted
you.
to say something. Even though we have lots of issues in Bollywood, and it is harming, um, us, one thing that I do want to say is that in order for India, what I'm trying to say is that in order for India to expand its influence, you see, a country expands its influence and its power not just through military or its economy, but also its entertainments. So that's why, Bollywood, one way or the other, don't you feel that it is essential for India to expand its influence? For example, America expands its influence on other countries through its culture as well. So, in order for India to do that, Bollywood is also needed, even though it has lots of bad elements to it. Um, there's one aspect. There's one question that I would like to ask you. For example, I was actually having a conversation with this one analyst a few days ago, and she told me that, for example, everything that's going in Afghanistan, She was telling me if you were to go to Kabul, in Kabul, you know, if you were to go to Kabul Bazaar, you will have toys that are made from China, as well as so many other things that says made in China. However, you only have one thing that is made in India, and that is the entertainment aspect. So basically, when we say boycott Bollywood, don't you think that that will also go away? I just wanted to ask you that.
Yeah. Now, the first thing is that when you say that's the only one thing that is made in India, you're totally wrong, because India makes a lot of things and everything from art to culture. And we're not talking about Bollywood. People think that outside India that Bollywood is the only film center in India, which is wrong. Okay, film cities are there all over India,
Mhm.
and the kind of movies that go out are only Bollywood movies. It's not the movies that are seen from other states. And as an example, you saw in the awards that were given, Padma Shri awards were given to two people who were not befitting it at all. Okay, so those two people are caught in this nexus of drugs, okay, and many other aspects of it. Now, my question to you would be, why was the Padma Shri award not given to any producer or director from any other state of India? We have so many states in India. Okay, why was it not selected from any other place? Now, apparently, it looks like strings have been pulled here. Okay. Second thing is, when you say that, see, why we should also help promote Bollywood. Nobody is saying we should not promote Bollywood. Any good movie, any good artistic movie that goes out should be promoted. But at the moment, we are not looking at the movies that are being brought out. We're looking at the sleaze, the sex trafficking, the child trafficking, the drugs, the money laundering. So that has to be cleaned. And unless it's cleaned, we cannot keep promoting Bollywood, because Bollywood has become a center for drug infestation. And I'm sure if you are married and you have children, you would worry for your children, right? See, because if I had a small kid and he's going to school and his peers are taking drugs, then I would certainly be scared. So unless we remove the dirt or the root of evil, Bollywood can't be clean. So I'm not saying that there are Bollywood, some Bollywood actors are good. It's not that. But when the bulk of the people are actually working with underworld to promote all these things, it's very dangerous for our society, Simranjit. And see, I'm sure, as a family man, you would worry about your future, your children's future. And whatever is happening now is worrying all the parents. As just an example, let me tell you about Janvi Kukreja, whose story we've been pushing again and again. You don't know the kind of pain that this middle class family has been undergoing. The child was an innocent girl of 19 years, and she was a victim of this drug rage. Okay, and the it has not been proved who has killed her. Okay, and the death was because of a drug frenzy. We all know that. Otherwise, nobody would give about 48 wounds, to a girl who was very frail. So now we are only talking about one Janvi Kukreja. If you've been following my sessions on Candid Meena, you will see that there were millions of people who have been killed in Mumbai and termed as suicide. Okay, and the whole connection, Simranjit, is that, see, it moves from, first you trap these people, these youngsters who come from remote parts of India. You trap them, and if they're beautiful, you blackmail them. And then once you have put pictures of them in compromising positions, you start drugging them. And once they do not fall into your path, okay, you start harassing them, and finally they're found mysteriously dead. Okay, so this whole thing is being trying. People are trying to reveal that, and the officers behind backstage in federal agencies are also helping us to cleanse this. Okay, once it is cleansed, movies can go back to what it was. Nobody has a thing against Bollywood. The problem is what they are, what they're spreading in the name of art. That's the problem.
And Miss Meenaji, one other thing I like to tell you, and this is just personal.
Yeah.
I'm 31 years old.
Yes.
I'm a software developer. I like to share my experience with you. When I
Yes.
was 14 years old, our families had come from abroad, from
Yeah.
London,
Yeah.
to spend time with us. So we took them to New York City,
Yeah.
and basically, I remember one time I was. We were in New York City and we were passing by,
Yeah.
and there was this brick and mortar store
Yeah.
called Aldo. It's a shoe store. I'm pretty sure you must have heard of it.
Yes.
And when we were passing by, we actually saw Mrs. Jaya Bachchan, shopping in the store. So basically, I just went inside the store. I went inside the store to say hello to her. And before I went, my mother had said that, make sure you say Ms. Jaya Bachchan Ji, because in the Indian tradition, Ji is a
Yeah.
suffix,
Important.
and
Yes.
it is a prefix,
Yeah.
which means a sign of respect.
Yeah.
So as a 14-year-old child, I still remember I had gone inside the store, and I greeted her, hello, Mrs. Jayaji. And
Yeah.
as soon as I said that, the first thing that she had said was, get lost. Even till today, I will never ever forget that. That's how
My
rude she
God.
Oh
was.
my God.
Terrible.
So
Yeah.
basically, this just shows you what type of people
Yeah.
these individuals are in real life.
Yeah. See, while you're on this, Sunajit, see, what she said in the parliament? She said that, see, we should not make fun of Bollywood. Actually, see, it's very surprising, Sunajit, that, see, her granddaughter is also into drugs. Her daughter is also into drugs. And see, if you were the mother or father of these kids, the first thing you would do is put them in a rehab center,
Right.
and save them. What is the grandmother speaking about? Forget about the
Absolutely.
fact that she insulted you as a young boy. When you just went to say hello. So this kind of thing has to be cleansed, Sunajit. Nothing else.
Right.
We don't have anything against beautiful art or culture. Like I'm a movie maker myself. I made two films, and the first film got about 4 awards from India. So it's not that, see, you need sex and foul words and four-lettered words and violence to sell a movie. You can do very artistic movies which hit intellectuals. You don't need to make silly movies where every third word is a four-lettered word. And when it comes from people like Kajol, it is so cheap, because I respected Kajol because she comes from a good family and she can act well. But the moment she also fell into this game, I said that, see, aren't there people who respect our culture? you know would you say this in front of your parents? Never. This is, what you said is absolutely true. Whatever opinion you have of these personalities falls flat. Let me just add, Runa. Just hold on, Simranjit. Just
Thank
hold
you
on.
so much, Mrs.
Yeah, please
Kamina
hold
ji.
on. Don't
Thank you,
go.
Samir.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you.
Let me just
Thank you.
add, Runa. Welcome, Runa.
Hi, good morning, Meena. Good morning, Jaidev. How are you both?
I'm fine. How are
Thank you,
you?
Runa.
Oh, wonderful to catch you guys live.
We missed you. Yeah,
Meena, like
yeah.
we have children, we didn't get sex education. Is that not a good example for people to understand that this is not the ultimate?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, where
Yes.
is our culture heading? Why are we so busy copying the West? Hasn't our country gone down the drains by copying the West?
Exactly.
Like, let people do what they are good at. If West is good at something, let them be. Like,
Yeah.
we can't, as Indians, we can't be 100% West. We can't be in middle saying that I can adapt this and I don't want to adapt. You want to become a West, then be completely West,
Yeah.
right? The lifestyle is very different in the West, and sex education is there, which they think it is necessary. Now, good
Yes.
or bad, people over here know that. But do we need to know? On Indians, we did not get any sex education from our parents or school, but we were happily married and we have children as well.
Yes.
So, what are they trying to teach? I mean, like all this has to stop. It's just all what is happening is affecting our culture, our heritage that India was known for,
Yeah. And
isn't
let
it?
me tell you here, Runa, one thing I'd like to tell you as before you continue. See, I was sent a card, an e-card. The details are about Shahrukh Khan's wife holding an exhibition, okay, of clothes, dresses. Okay. I'm surprised, Runa. See, such a big fiasco has happened in our house, and the lady is busy selling garments in the name of an exhibition. Would you do it? I mean, we would be devastated if our son is into drugs and he's
You
been in jail
know,
for so many days, 26 days, and a 26-year-old man called a child.
you know what I would say? This is a joke.
Yeah, it's a
You
joke.
know, this is such a big joke for us. It is, oh my God, a son, this, that. But do they care for? Like I said in my earlier, when I came alive, if parents do it, what example are you setting it for the children?
Yes,
If
exactly.
the mother is caught, mother is supposed to be teaching the child the right things. If I'm myself doing wrong thing, what face do I have to tell my own son don't do it? Do I have the
Absolutely.
right to say that?
Yeah.
So what they must be thinking, I'm assuming what they must be thinking, it's fine, money talks, our son is out, one day sick, the other day sick, we have got money to call the best of the lawyers internationally within the country, we will get our way out. And if not, it's okay. It's just a film which happened reality of 30 days. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the thought that somebody has gone to the jail
Yeah.
itself gives you a shiver.
Yes.
But people who do not care for law and order, and if they think money talks, then that's end of discipline and end of any rules and regulations. Rules and regulations are made for common people.
Right. And also, Runa, see, don't forget the fact that normally when people come out of jail, they come out with clean shaven hair, like their hair is really cut short, and they come out looking famished as if they've been starved for so many days. This guy was changing dresses, shirts, and
Yeah,
he had beautiful curly hair, wavy
yeah,
hair, and he looked as healthy as a horse.
yeah.
So was he really in jail? Is my doubt now.
I will tell you, I may sound a little harsh, but I am the way I am because I feel discipline is very important. So I'm not really bothered that that boy, that man, sorry, not a
A
boy
man.
anymore, a man of 26-year-old is capable of having children, which there is a news anyway that
Yeah.
that little boy is his child. I don't know about that, but then could be a rumor, could be a truth because in this
Yes.
kind of a society, everything is possible, right?
Possible. Yes.
So, but if this man had drinks or water and stayed for 30 days or whatever number of days, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. You've done something wrong. It is not a punishment. Think that your toxic had gone out of your body. And if you notice his eyes when he came out of the jail, it was normal.
Yeah.
Rest of the time, his like he can't even look straight
Yeah.
because he's
He looks
with
stone.
drugs.
Yeah.
And tell me, Meena, you're a mother as well. Tell me, if your son is looking that way, as a mother, you don't need information. You can read between the
Of
lines
course.
and you know what your son is doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you think that the parents didn't know about it? And then another thing, if I am doing something right, why do I have to hide myself from the paparazzi? Like
Yes.
it was a clownish behavior of him hiding in the. I mean, what was he thinking?
Yeah.
He opened the doors for many questions. That if you went, we know why you went and for what you went. Okay, that is why the next thing was Aryan Khan is sick and Pooja Dadlani is sick or whatever. The sick is a very normal excuse that they
Yeah.
can give. They should have a rule that, you know what, sick or no sick,
Yeah.
you should
There are
attend.
doctors. There are doctors who look after you
Yeah,
when you're questioned.
exactly. I mean, doctors also, the medical certificate in India can be bought. So I
Exactly.
don't even trust about that. But then a rule is a rule that should be for everybody, not for commoners.
Yeah.
Right? And look at the way he was hiding. I mean, a
But
loser.
when Luna, when the chief minister himself is in hiding in a hospital,
Exactly.
to put a spine back in his
Yeah,
body, what a body
exactly.
is built from these people.
And you rightly said, why not in your own hospital?
Yeah. And
That means,
Runa, Metal makes a very important point. She says, in my humble opinion, to Samarjeet's question, economics, entertainment made in India cannot come at the cost of moral and cultural calamity, national security, drug menace, human trafficking. Well said, indeed. I mean, that's exactly what we wanted to convey to him. And in fact, I would say that he just had an innocent question. He was not like the character we met yesterday, who was in a yogi bashing mood.
Very true. Very
Yeah,
true.
back to
I
you,
mean,
Nina. Yeah.
why? Okay, we have put our request to Mr. Modi, but Mr. Modi cannot control every being on
Yeah.
planet, especially India. Why go to that
Yes.
level? Let's sort it
Yeah.
out within. Like charity begins at home. First sort out your home
Yeah.
first. Like I want to get back to Shahrukh Khan. I mean, I was laughing. I said, you know
Yeah.
what? To me, you are a loser. I mean, I don't care
Yes.
how much money you have in your pocket, but for me, you're
Yeah.
a beggar. Even a
Yeah.
beggar wouldn't do what you did. And today, because of your activities, because of your upbringing, you did something that the world is laughing. Even if that is one person in 7 billion people laughing, I would still laugh at you. I mean, look at the way. I mean, that to me, you've lost the battle, you
You
know?
know, funny thing, Una. See, I was just watching a video on YouTube of Shah Rukh Khan coming out of his, bungalow and standing on the railings of his house and, doing something like a gladiator would do, thumping and clapping and whatnot, For what? 26 days of jail for his son for taking drugs and God alone knows peddling drugs, okay, and being and perhaps being in an excess with international drug racketeers. Is that why he was thumping his chest? For
Yeah,
what?
could be Meena. Like
Yeah,
mother doing something, father doing something for them. They have got the fame. Next, they will make a movie for this guy, and then those bunch of idiots who stand in front of his house, God knows
yeah,
he's Lord or what. They will. The front benchers will go and
yeah,
watch his movie. I don't think any educated person,
yes,
will
yes.
ever get into all this rubbish of Bollywood. I mean, if that is education, please forget that you've got yourself educated.
You see
Education is
how,
just not bagging degrees.
yeah, and you see how devious these people in Bollywood are. Like yesterday when Deepthi came, day before yesterday when Deepthi came, and she said that portions are trying to be rewritten by these gangs.
Yeah,
You can imagine how desperate they are
how
to cover
desperate. And
themselves.
I actually have to yet hear that, but she was saying in her earlier session that she
Yeah.
would reveal the names who are trying to do it. I don't know whether she's done it.
She did. She did it before. Yes, definitely. She did it
Okay,
before.
I will have to
Yeah.
go and catch that. I wanted to make a quick point about Shishant,
Yeah.
like you rightly pointed out, I think in your yesterday's session, like,
Yes.
I mean, these guys are not getting hurt by what happened to Shishant. Their son matters. Somebody else's son does not matter, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then again, I am quite, I'm being like shocked why the family is quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know what's cooking, what is inside story. If our heart cries for Shashank till today, it's more than a year.
Yeah.
How are they keeping quiet with lawyers and the officials sitting in their family?
Exactly. And also, Runa, see, still my question is to the family. Why are they
Yes,
quiet? Why are they quiet? See, the way Samir Wankhede, when he was in problem, the way the women in his family came out fighting like tigresses,
yes,
to show that, see, to protect him, because they know how, loyal he is to his, to his uniform. And,
yes,
they were very clear in conscience. So
yes.
now, whatever Nawab Malik does or, his cronies do, they're going to be exposed. So
It's
here
a
in
right
Sushant's case,
example,
yeah, in Sushant's case, they're not even bothered.
right?
What sort of
You know,
sisters are they?
Mina, it's a right example because Yasmin is also a lawyer, so is Shashank's sister. If Yasmin could come in the front and talk about it, do you think she is not aware whether her case is going to get affected or not?
Yeah,
Right? Who are they fooling? I mean,
yeah,
keeping connection with Shashank's ex girlfriend and all that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know because
yeah,
all this is actually pushing the justice.
yes,
And somebody rightly said yesterday, or you mentioned, I don't remember, I was hearing it, that this is the reason why Shashant in Deep's diary like kept away from his sisters about a lot of things.
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to question a brother and sister's relationship. It's so pure, you know.
No,
We
no,
respect
not in
each
all
other.
cases, Rula. No, no, not in all cases. Because see, the brother-in-law in Delhi, is apparently close to Ankita Lokhandi.
That's what I'm saying. How
So
can you
there is
be?
some hanky-panky happening
There's
in
some
this
hanky
family.
panky happening.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what? It's Bhor Kali Yug. It's
yeah,
Bhor Kali
yes.
Yug. And the other two things I wanted to quickly ask you. One is about Rabia Khan's, I hope she's fine and what is going
Yeah,
on
she's
with
fine.
Jia's.
She does communicate, and she is in the move to come to India. So she said she'll let us know the moment she's got something in hand to speak about.
Okay, so
So
she's
she's
working. I mean,
yeah,
she knows that she has our support. I mean, though we
yes,
can't
yes,
do anything physically.
100%, yes.
And
In
the
fact,
other thing,
Nidhi's mother is also Kupreja is also in touch with us, and she
lovely.
said that there is a hearing soon.
Lovely. We have a virtual family and we are there to
Yeah,
support everybody.
absolutely. No, no.
And then my
We
heart
really
goes out.
cherish your relationship.
Yes, yes, that's all we can do, Meena. That's all that we can do. And for the Pakistan news that you have given,
Oh,
it's like
terrible,
boiling. It's
terrible.
my blood is boiling.
Yeah.
There's no human rights
I
in
don't
that
know,
country.
Runa, whether you read a case about a wrinkle, sometime back in
No, I
Pakistan.
haven't.
Oh, you should read about that. If you can, and when you get the time, read about her. A very beautiful Hindu woman, a young girl who was abducted and raped and then married off. And then she was apparently sold in the Gulf market. So if you
Jesus.
read about her, my God, how the
What's her
woman
name?
fought. Wrinkle. I'll send you a link. In
Yes,
the
please.
in this itself, I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Later after I finish the show, I'll send you a
Yeah.
link.
And lastly, I don't know how to appreciate you. Thank you. I'm lost of words. So much of information you give in 30 minutes that not a single channel, and I repeat, not a single channel does it. And it takes a lot of effort. It's just not like 30 minutes. There's a lot of back end office work going on. I mean, everybody should appreciate it. Give a like, subscribe, and we need to support Meena and Jaydev for doing such a wonderful job. Thank you
Thank you
very
so much.
much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Poonam.
you.
Thank you,
Your words
Jaydev.
are very,
Take care.
very motivating for us.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Karthik says, my intuition says that the case of SSR, Disha, Jia, and Janvi will be solved at the same time. Hope it happens. Let's hope, in a positive way, the way you're talking. Ruchi says, my heart cries out for anyone. And in ye to apna Sushant. Yes. Thank you for the information. Mayrose, welcome.
But
No
I
blood
I
relation.
don't understand one thing is
Yeah,
that why can't the CBI now interrogate Vase as he's already
absolutely.
implicated
This is what we spoke about
with
in the last
regards to the SSR
session.
case, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
give a if possible, if they can even give a press conference if some vital information they can
See
get
here,
from him.
Jaydev.
Yeah,
See, there are so many things. See, when Sachin Vaze is there are other
yeah,
policemen also who are caught
true.
and involved in the SSR case. See, this is the right time to hit the nail, get everything
Yes,
out. But the problem with CBI is that they think that they are kings on sitting on thrones, and they don't deal with the stupid public, you know. And the public have been fighting for this for one year, 5 months, just like that. I mean, as though we don't have any other jobs. Okay, so this will have to. It will either fall back on them and things will come out, because it's not only CBI who's working now. Nawab Malik and Fadnavis are going to expose the whole thing. I'm just waiting for that. Each day, 10 o'clock, they'll come on a press conference. So each one is going to expose the other. Something is going to come out which will lead directly to SSR's door. You know. Thank you, Renu, for that. We really feel good. Swati, enough is enough. Now we have to trend a shame of Modi government, otherwise we'll not get justice. No, don't talk about shame on Modi government. Here, Swati, you know that Modi government is doing a lot. Okay. Yes, there is delay in this. Let us see where it's leading to. Just because it's not solved immediately doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the prime minister. So it's very important to call for justice for SSR, but don't blame a government that's working for its people. SSR family must approach Supreme Court to get status. Here, Rohan, interestingly, I don't understand why the sisters are keeping quiet, and they only react when Smita Parekh asks them to react. So what is this connection with Smita Parekh? This is the same Smita Parekh who said she was very close to Parambir Singh, and Shiv Sena. She could walk into Shiv Sena's Matushri anytime. And she's the front runner of the SSR according to her. So why are the sisters close to her? Which means, are the sisters close to the Mahavikas Aghadi? Now, if they're threatened, they can always talk about the SSR, sing and encourage the SSRians, on social media. They don't need Smita Parekh to interpret what they're saying, right? Just like Yasmin and, Kruti, isn't it? Kranti, the way they fought, they don't give in. I mean, that's how you should fight. I mean, it's the man in your life, your brother. He did everything for you. Whatever wealth you have, I'm sure he would have given a part of it to all of you. Don't you have the heart to fight for him? We are here, we are not even connected. But from the day he died, we stand with him. Until he gets justice, we are not going to give up as well. So it's very important. Yes, Jaydeep.
Yeah, so I think we are, it's been 1 hour.
Yeah, just a few comments, yeah.
Yes.
Chitra says, Modi and Amit Shah has all the answers we need. Hopefully our voice will continue to put pressure on them. Absolutely. Linara, true Minaman and Jay do what they're doing with their heart and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Papia, good evening. A little late, aren't you? After Aryan came out of jail, Shahrukh had a meeting with his lawyers and he threw a party too. He thought everything had come to an end. Well said, Vasanti. There is something far above, a person above who sees all this. Mr. Reddy says, dear sister, please take up your brother's case before any other case. You will gain personal and professional satisfaction. It's time to forget your faith in CBI when people are accusing your family. Jashna, then sisters should also be a part of the conspiracy of this murder. In order for people not to ask these questions, you need to come out and support your brother and the people who are fighting for justice for him. And I'm not talking about the false frontrunners who you are allying with. I'm talking about the genuine ones. Just a few more and then we'll wind up. Karthik says, it's because Samir is a visionary and there are no visionaries in CBI. There are only officers. That's why. Now, see, I did get quite irritated, Karthik, with the fact that Riya got her phone back and her laptop back, and she's also going to get access to her, her money, of course, which is Sushant's money. Now, if NCB was intelligent enough, I'm sure they would have made copies of her phone and messages and also whatever was there in the laptop. I hope they are intelligent enough to do that. So we don't need to worry. BJP is up to something. Something is cooking between MVA and BJP. Hence, there is so much delay. Let us hope not. Chitra, now Bollywood will be the next bail Gadi after Congress Netas. Simi, even advocate Vikas Singh didn't do anything constructive. Yes. Harman, these our sisters are worried about their family and children. And Srinivas, somehow I don't feel like trusting the immediate family. This is the same feeling that I have, Savitri. So on this note, we'll put an end to the session. Thank you, friends. So we'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow is actually Friday, isn't it? So it's Saffron Tiger will be joining us tomorrow for a joint session. So see you, friends, tomorrow. One last comment from N. Reddy. Sisters, or at least pressurize CBI that if they don't act, they'll be forced to reveal or they know or you're still ignorant in spite of me showing you many proofs of power. Well said. Yeah. Good night. Thank you, friends, and good night.
Good night.